All right, hello and welcome. Are you dreaming about visiting Finland? You know, with its incredible lakes and super cool cities. Well, you have come to the right place. We are going to walk through all the essential Finnish words you'll need for your trip, literally from the moment you start packing all the way to grabbing a taxi when you land. So, I want you to think of this less like a language lesson and more like we're taking a virtual trip together. We're going to go through the entire process step by step, and our journey starts right now before you've even thought about what to put in your suitcase. You know, every big trip really begins at home, right? With that first, super important task, packing. And trust me, learning a few key words at this stage is going to make the rest of your adventure so much easier. Okay, so first things first. The big, general word you need for all your luggage is matkatavarat. Pretty straightforward. But then, of course, it gets more specific. Your carry-on, that's your käsimatkatavara. And the big bag that you check in, that one's called a ruumaan menevä laukku.
So when you're making your pakkauslista, that's your packing list, you've got a few categories to think about. First, you've got your välttämättömät tavarat. These are your absolute essentials, like your passport. Then you've got to be careful about any kieltiä tavarat. Those are the prohibited items. And finally, try to avoid packing anything that's turha, just useless or unnecessary stuff.
All right, we're all packed up. We've made it to the airport. Now this is where things get real. You're going to start seeing all these Finnish words on the signs around you. Let's make sure you know exactly what you're looking for. This one is probably the most important sign you'll see first. You're leaving, right? So you need to find the board that says lähtevät. That means departures. You'll also see saapuvat, which is arrivals. But unless you're there to pick someone up, you can totally ignore that one. So job number one, find the lähtevät sign.
Okay, bags are checked. Boarding pass is in hand. So, what's next? Your next stop, and it's a mandatory one, is the Kurvatarkastas. You'll see signs for it all over the place. It's just the security check that every single passenger has to go through.
Once you're through security, you're on the home stretch. Your final destination inside the terminal is your portti, which is your gate. It's easy from here. Just follow the signs, find that gate number, and you're pretty much ready to get on the plane. Okay, so we're at the gate, we're getting on the plane. Now your job kind of changes. It's less about reading signs and more about listening and understanding what you hear. And honestly, the most important announcements are almost always about one thing: time.
Just picture it. You're all settled in your seat, you're comfortable, and then you hear this announcement come over the speaker from the captain. I know, at first glance it might sound like a lot, but really, it's just got a couple of key phrases that tell you everything you need to know about when you're taking off and when you're landing.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When are we actually taking off? Getting the timing right is obviously super important. Did he mean 7 minutes have already passed? Or we'll take off sometime in the next 7 minutes? Or exactly in 7 minutes? This is where a tiny little difference in how you say it in Finnish changes the meaning completely.
All right, let's break this down. Here's the secret to decoding Finnish time announcements. The key difference is this. When something is going to happen at a specific point in the future, like in 5 minutes, you're going to hear words like kuluttua or pasta. But if you want to say something will happen within a certain amount of time, they use a totally different structure. Getting this one little difference down is everything.
Okay, you ready for a little pop quiz? Let's test this out. The captain said, "Me olemme ilman noin 7 minuutin kuluttua." So based on what we just went over, what's the right answer here? Is it A, B, or C? Take a second and think about it.
And the correct answer is B. That's right. 7 minuutin kuluttua means in 7 minutes. And of course, 7 minutes is less than 10 minutes. Hey, look at that. You just cracked your first Finnish flight announcement. Nicely done.
All right, so we are up in the air. Now let's talk about some of the most important information you'll ever hear on a flight, the safety instructions. And knowing these keywords, it's not just helpful, it's absolutely critical. Okay, this next word is one you hope you never, ever have to hear for real, but you absolutely must know what it means. And that word is hätätilanne. It means an emergency situation. If you hear that word, that's your cue to stop whatever you're doing and listen very, very carefully.
So let's say a hätätilanne does happen. What's the right thing to do? A lot of people's gut reactions, to panic or to put the mask on their kid first or to try and grab their bags are actually the exact wrong things to do.
No, do not do those things. Seriously, following those instincts could be a huge, life-threatening mistake. And this is exactly why paying attention to the safety instructions, no matter what language they're in, isn't just some boring formality.
It can literally be the difference between life and death.
So here's what you actually need to do. Number 1, pysyä rauhallisena. Stay calm. Then, and this is so important, put on your own happinaamari, your oxygen mask, first, before you help anyone else. That is vital. And finally, leave all your matkatavarat, all your luggage behind, and get to the heta uloskäynti, the emergency exit. Okay, let's all take a deep breath. We got through the serious safety stuff. The rest of our virtual flight was totally smooth, and now we're coming in for a landing. We are officially about to arrive in Finland. And here we go. The word for this amazing moment is laskeutua. It means to land. The plane is on the ground. As soon as that seatbelt sign dings off, you can officially say you've arrived. Welcome to Finland.
But wait, our journey's not quite done yet. You've got to get your bags and then head to your hotel, right? So you're going to look for the sign for a taxi. This is perfect. It's your chance to have your very first real conversation in Finnish. You can ask the driver the price, and hey, remember that word kestea from before? You can use that to ask how long the ride is going to take.
And there you have it. Just like that, from packing a bag to hailing a taxi, we've gone through the whole virtual journey. You are now armed with the most essential Finnish words you'll need for every single step of your arrival. So the only question I have for you is, what real adventure are you going to prepare for next?